that dance, along with all art forms, but dance especially, can get an idea across better. Like, we're using like fountains and water guns. Like, that's gonna stick in your mind a lot better than words in a textbook or someone just giving you a tour of campus and telling you, oh, that's the fountain. No, they're gonna see us dancing on the fountain and they're gonna remember that. So it just hits a stronger place in your mind. It's physical, it's also mental. You have to put a lot of emotion into it, you have to put a lot of heart into it as well.
It's about like expressing myself, like making the audience feel what I want them to feel and being able to give them that emotion.
I think the reason that I dance today is because there's no greater feeling in the world than stepping out on stage. Finally getting something right that you've been working on for up to months or years even, and just finally being able to master that skill, it's a completely amazing feeling that I don't get with anything else.
There's just something about the people here that they're all just amazing, they're all so accepting.
It's not just my teachers are very open and friendly and they'll help me if I need help. You know, I can turn to a classmate and be like, look, I'm not for sure how to do this, or I'm not for sure, you know, the placement of something and I need some help. Can you show me? And everyone here is extremely talented and everyone here is very nice and very helpful, and it's just, it's helped me because it's been such an open environment.
Okay, so what we're going to have you do is kind of just hold it like a normal length, like right now, and then hold it up to your face and kind of start to absorb yourself and like you're actually really interested in the story that you're making.
New media for me, I would have to say, is kind of like a safe haven, and it really allows you to express yourself and your ideas and your creativity in a modern way. You know, you get to use digital images, you get to use film, and I just think it's just a modern way to express your art.
Being here has just opened my mind so much to different art forms and different like branches of new media. I mean, coming into this, I knew photojournalism, like that's what I want to do. I'm going to be exposed to all these different things, but that is what I want to do with my life. It's like we haven't just done photojournalism. We've done fine arts, we've done portrait, we've done lighting, and now like I have no idea. Like all of these things are so interesting and I just don't know.
We go on photo shoots, we will walk to newspaper stations, we go on video shoots, we learn about lighting, we edit our films, and it's really cool to just kind of, you know, see how much hard work everybody puts in, and just seeing how it all comes together 3 weeks later.
If I'm faced with a new character, especially one that's not like me, I try to find one little, like a string that attaches me to this new character. Sometimes that's hard. Sometimes you have to play a villain, or you have to play someone who's, I mean, like out to get someone, but you have to find that little thing that relates you to that person. And it could be a bad thing, and it could even draw out an aspect of your personality that you don't really like to expose, but that's just all vulnerability and conquering that.
Moving the head, moving the chest, and then moving the entire body, how it like changes what you're doing. So like head is thought, chest is emotion, and hips down is like primal action, and they all convey this different thing. And it was eye-opening because you'd never thought about that before, but it seems so basic. I remember everyone just being so excited after it because it was like such a huge step that none of us had ever thought of before. It was just awesome to learn something that seemed so basic but would change how you did everything.
Ultimately, our side of the street, it's about coming together as a community and being with one another across disciplines, across counties. And it's really interesting to see the dynamics that pop up over the course of 3 weeks. I just want them to have learned something about themselves. That's our goal. That's our end goal, is for students to grow, no matter what the student's journey, to embrace them and accept them. And have them leave understanding that they're supported no matter what they decide to do.
have 3 different classes with a lot of different processes in visual arts. We have printmaking, and then we do sculpture, of course, with clay, and some with plaster. And my favorite, drawing and painting, which I've really been finding my voice in.
Something that I've learned here was oil painting and techniques to use when oil painting. I have never been much of an oil painter. I was always using acrylic, and Annabelle really taught me how to layer, and that's why my pieces have greatly improved, and I'm really grateful for that.
It seems like time flies when you look back at it, but you do so much in one day that it feels like you've been here for months.
I love it so much. I really don't want to leave. It's such a great, beautiful thing to see other artists that are as passionate about it as you are. Just seeing other artists be so passionate about what they do has really helped me be more immersed in my art form. And it doesn't even have to be visual art. It can be dancers. I've talked to vocal music majors. That's just really beautiful to me to see, and especially at a young age.
To produce something with my own ideas and thoughts in my own hands is the most important thing to me. And I don't think I could survive without making art.
A day in musical theater is we do all these crazy acting exercises, whether it's balancing sticks on your elbows or just deep breathing on the floor. It's just a lot of strange things, but it really like hones you in on developing a character.
We have a drama jazz rotation usually each day between, and also vocal lessons on the side. So, and in drama we do a lot of like exercises that help with tempo and duration and how fast you would say something, and it's all based on the action that you take, which is really interesting.
One of the things that our acting coach Sharon says is that movement does you don't do the movement. So as long as you are honed in on that character, and as long as you are living through that person, the movement, the dancing, the singing, it all just comes out. It's not a conscious choice. It's just something that happens.
Before GSA, I was like, okay, I'm going to come to GSA for musical theater, something that I'm super passionate about, and I'm going to find out exactly what I want to do. I'll know after this. I'll know if this is what I'm supposed to do, if I'm supposed to just leave this behind after high school and move on to something else. The mentors here have really shaped me into knowing that, like, I can do it, that I'm not limited, and that if I really want to pursue something, that it's possible. And I feel like I needed that.
I write because I want to escape. I felt like all my writing was like therapy for me, and it was a way to convey my emotions.
Often we'll walk into studio and we'll just start off with a free write, where we just write what we're thinking about a particular prompt. Or we'll come in and there's a guest speaker and they're talking about what they do and their craft.
GSA is special to me because I've never had a formal creative writing class.
Actually, I think it was at GSA when I first started to learn that if you wanted to relate to other people in your writing, you first had to relate to yourself, and you had to write about yourself in specific ways. It was really here that I did start to get personal, and I started to delve into realms where normally I would not feel comfortable. I had no idea there was such a writing community in Kentucky. But knowing this, I think that I can take my writing just out of my journals and into the community and start to do work that I can share with other people.
If I can reach even one person, if my pieces even affect one person, then I know I've done something much bigger.
My experience here at GSA has been so amazing. We see and hear the stories of so many amazing musicians and dancers and artists in general, and it just makes me think about my life in the future, and it's helped me grow as a person and an artist.
I am definitely better with
collaborating with people and working with people. It wasn't really one of my strong suits before I came here. Everyone supports each other. It's, you know, I've never really been in an environment like that where everyone was so supportive. I think I've become a better artist because of that. I was like, what, improv? I've never done improv in my life on the piano or in anything, because all I do is like take private lessons. It's just like, yeah, that's improv. Any noise you make just adds to the song. So I was like using drumsticks and like mallet sticks, just like using it on the strings, and that made a really beautiful noise.
One thing I can say is that everyone here is pushing you, and I think that if it wasn't for all the friends I've met here, I would not be ready to play every single day. You know, everyone here is pushing you to do your best.
People think architecture, they think buildings, and they think structure, and it's not necessarily that all the time. To me, architecture is using your creativity and turning it into something physical that everybody can interact with and like be intimate with and just use, and make it practical, make it an everyday object.
It's everyday life, it's in our furniture, it's in the way we design houses, interior design, even the way we arrange things or how we organize things or keep things together.
Mark and Jeff have been doing with us is taking all these smaller projects that don't necessarily have to do with the defined architecture, but we're taking everything we've learned and applying it to an actual structure, architecture, something everybody can interact with. Like I said, we're making things that we think are missing in society or a community. What we're doing is trying to make simple structures that draw people to it and get people involved in community.
With GSA, what it's really taught me was these very important techniques, kind of skills that I needed to work on personally, as well as just the general discipline that it takes to be in this field.
I'm kind of an awkward, shy wallflower back home, but here, being around all of these other artistic people, I can really break off and be more myself, who's not quiet. I'm in fact very loud.
Pretty often, AT will have someone behind me massaging my jaw, and that's because I tend to have too tight of a jaw when I'm singing, so instead of ah, it's ah, and it's kind of a bad habit, but it's something that's been improved a lot since I got here.
This discipline, this department as far as GSA, has made me a stronger singer than what I thought I was, in a way to where it had me shocked.
Before GSA, I didn't really think about music as a career, but after this experience, being surrounded by so many artists of such great stature, it's actually changed my mind a lot about it.
To see, to hear, to touch, to kiss, to die with thee again in sweetest sympathy.
And I heard Harry Pickens say, life is two things, growth and give. In life, you grow. You have a lot of tests and trials that you have to go through. That's a part of your growth. It's the making of you. And in that turn, you give. Not at times, it's not all about receiving everything. Sometimes you just have to give. Give all that you have. Give everything to the best of your ability. Not some, not most, but all that you have. Give it to the best of your ability, because when you do that, a lot of doors will be open for you. A lot of doors will be open for you.